Now that we're done with a team section, we can actually build over here this testimonial section, right? This is going to be a customer, and this is going to be a block quote, and actually it's going to be sitting in a carousel, right? You don't see any icons over here, but it is actually a carousel, right? So let's move back, and over here we just need to, as always, go to the bottom of our index.html. This is going to be end of team. Then we're going to say that this is going to be a testimonials section, right? Testimonials section over here. And over here, we're just going to copy this. And I'm going to say this is going to be a end of testimonials, right? And then again, we need to start creating new sections. So over here, we're going to say this is going to be a section. And I'm going to say this is going to be ID. And this is going to testimonials, right? And right away we can give it a class, and we're just going to give it a class of padding all around again, and we're just going to say this is going to be a background dark, so it's going to be pretty much the same like we started with our banner. And then again we're going to say div, and this is going to be a class, and we're going to give it a container. And then within the now that we're done with the container, we need to go and actually get our title. Right, look where it is. It's right over here. So we're just gonna copy this one and scroll all the way down to our container and just place it in container. So now it's sitting in the container. You can see that this is gonna be our team, and probably over here we can just change it to white, just so we can actually see it better, right? So now that we have a title and we're still sitting in the container, we'd want to place a div over here, div, and we're going to say this is going to be class, and again this is going to be a row, and over here we're going to place a column, div, class, and over here column, and then we're going to say this is going to be 12, and column medium 6, right? But then we're going to do something interesting, which is going to be MX auto, right? And we're going to talk about it. But again, it's going to be easier if we actually see what's happening. But as you can see, we did pretty much the same as with the banner. We added this column medium 6, right? So for the medium screen, this is actually only going to take 6 columns. And just going ahead, this is going to place it in the center. But I'm just going to show you how everything looks so you have a better idea. And after that, we would want to place actually carousel. So here we're going to write div, and we're going to say this is going to be a ID, right? And let's say for ID, we would want, I don't know, something like demo, right? And then we're going to say class over here, and we're going to say this is going to be a carousel over here, and this is going to be slide. And then we would need to write a attribute data, right, over here, and we need to say carousel. Okay, so now that we have a actual carousel, we would need to actually create a inner carousel, right? So how do we do that? So everything, this one is sitting in a carousel, but right now we go over here and we would create a actual slideshow, right? So this is going to be for a slideshow. So what we write over here, we said this is going to be div class, and then we're going to say this is going to be carousel, and we're going to say this is going to be inner, and then we close this one out, and obviously we're going to be placing again our items over here, right? So we go over here, we say div, and then we're going to say this is going to be class, and over here we're going to say this is going to be carousel item, and we're going to say this is going to be the active one because this is going to be the main one. And we're going to say this is going to have a text center class, right? Then after that, what we would want to do is actually place the image for a customer. I'm going to say source, and we're going to have images, and images we're going to say this is going to be a customer. And over here, we're just going to make it a class. First of all, do we want a image class over here? Say class, and we're going to say this is going to be image fluid, and this is going to be rounded circle. But then first of all, we're going to create a margin all around, and then we'll right away gonna add a style of width, right? So we're gonna say the width is gonna be over here. I'm gonna say width, right? We're gonna say the width is gonna be a, let's say, 150 pixels, right? So we close the image, and you can see that I created this image, and I like that it's smaller, right? So it's not expanding all over the place, right? Then we would want a over here heading 1, and then we're gonna say this is gonna have a class danger over here, text danger, and over here we're gonna say that this is gonna be a customer, right? Something like this. And then we're gonna have a block quote element in the Bootstrap. So we're gonna write over here a block quote, and we're gonna say block quote class, and we need to add a block quote, and here we're gonna say that this is gonna be text white. So now that we have this, we would want to place a paragraph with a font awesome, right? So here we're going to write it a little bit differently than previous. We're going to have a paragraph, and over here right away we're going to place a font awesome class, right? So we're going to go over here, and we're going to say far over here, and this is going to be a quote left over here, and then we're going to say that this is going to be twice the size. And once we have it over here, we're going to say area hidden, and we're going to say true. And once we close that one out, you can see that I have my quotation marks, right? So now what I can do over here, create some space, lorem, and now I can see that I have my dummy text, right? So I can add some more, or I can just leave it like the way it is. And then still within the block code, we can actually create a footer. And we can say that this is going to be a class, and over here we're going to say a block quote over here footer, and then we'll say that this is going to be a by customer, right? So now you can see that this basically styles it for us. Now that we have our carousel item done, what we can do, we can go ahead over here and check it that we are copying the correct one. And over here we're just going to copy this 1, 2, right? So now we have 3 of them. Now the problem is that all of them have over here this active, right? So this is going to be the main one. So if we go back over here, and we're just going to delete 1, and we're going to delete the other active, right? So now it's actually going to start working fine, right? But let's just double check. So over here what we can do is we can write just some of our team members also, right? I'm going to cheat a little bit, right, just to see that it's working. So we have our customer, and you can see that we have our team members also, right? So now I can see that how to do it with a block quote, right, and how to put it in a carousel with a, let's say, picture in it. Right? So now that we have our carousel rolling, let's talk about these 2 classes that we added over here, right? And what is the point for them, right? And what I'm going to do over here, I'm just going to quickly delete them. And what you can see over here, if we're going to be making our screen bigger, right, then what's going to keep on happening, you can see that this box is also going to get bigger because of this column 12 class. Now what we can do for that, we can add a column medium 6, right? The problem with column medium 6 that it's also going to shift the box all the way to the left, right? So once we get the medium screen, you can see that it's going to be sitting all the way to the left side, and we don't want that. So what we can do is add a Bootstrap class, which just says margin over here is going to be horizontal, and it's going to be auto, and pretty much it places our item in the center, and what we get is a item that's actually very fixed size, like we want for column 6, or we could add column 4 or whatever, but it's actually always going to be sitting in the center, and that's the reason for those classes. And now that we're done with this section, we actually can go and check it out what we'll be building next. We're going to be building over here this banner section.